Okay, so welcome everyone. We are going to start the session and then other people can join afterwards. Welcome everyone to the session. My name is Gurpreet Singh. I'm a life coach. I'm a certified NLP trainer. I'm an access bars practitioner and I'm a motivational speaker and also a meditation trainer. So we are going to begin this session right now. Everyone active in the chat box. Everyone very active in the chat box. How many people are there in the session? Everyone should be able to give replies and only then I proceed. The more you are active in the session, the more you learn, the more I learn. Okay. What according to you is forgiveness? What do you learn from the word forgiveness? Yes, Gayatri, welcome. Very active in the chat box. What do you learn from the word forgiveness? Forgiving a person. What does that mean to you? Let it. Okay. Neelam says, let it. There is something you are holding to, and you have to just let it. You have to let it go. You have to leave it. What do you understand by the word forgiveness? Everyone else active in the chat box. Kavita, Avika, Nidhi, Dr. Nidhi, Rohitendra, Iknur Singh, Neelam, Gayatri, Piali. Releasing negative feeling for someone who was cause of any problem in our life. Very nice, Kavita. Very good insight. Okay, so it is letting go of a certain feeling of resentment towards someone. Now this someone can be even you, able to leave the negativity of someone. Okay, now forgiveness can be for yourself also, for others also. So there is a negative feeling attached to a particular incident. It can be a particular error or particular problem or a particular mistake. Let it go. Gioni S6 Pro says, let it go, the things. Okay, I missed out your comment. What else do you know about forgiveness? Everyone in the active, those who have not replied till now. Avika, Dr. Nidhi, Kavita, Rohitendra, Gayatri. What do you understand by the term forgiveness? Yes. Okay, someone says not troubling self or others. Okay. So there is a feeling which is troubling you and you don't want this feeling to affect you anymore. Why do you think are conditions where we need to forgive someone? What are some examples where we need to forgive someone, or where you have faced that you need to forgive someone? I'm so sorry, but people who are not active may not be able to be present in the session. Okay, conscious decision to release feelings of resentment. So I'm okay with 10 people who are active rather than 100 people who are inactive. To let go the burden on the head. Okay, so there is a burden on the head which is respect to a certain thing someone has done or you have done. People who are not active, they can leave the session or they will be removed. Okay, if you understand yourself, you can better understand others. Okay, so having an understanding, that is called self reflection. Yes, to make yourself and others free. Okay, so there is something which is, it's like a prison. Understanding myself. When others hurt knowingly or unknowingly, yes, when people hurt you knowingly or unknowingly, you feel as if you were cheated, as if you were played with, as if your emotions were manipulated. Very nice. Okay, so there are some reasons why you are unable to forgive. Okay, not carrying the negative emotion related to others or even yourself. Very nice, Neelam. There are reasons where you have an inability to forgive yourself or others. Okay, first is you don't have enough compassion. Okay, you don't have enough empathy towards yourself and others, and then you find it difficult to forgive the person, type yes, no if you are following. Second is, if you insist on an apology, suppose there is an incident where the other person has hurt you in any way, or you have got hurt from this person's words, actions, and the person owes an apology to you, and this person does not apologize to you, and in that case it becomes very difficult to forgive. But an apology from the other person is his concern. We in no way have any control over the other person, whether he will apologize or he or she will apologize or not apologize. And even then we are suffering from this lack of forgiveness, from this pressure. If you're following, type yes, no. Third is, if you want to restore the relationship, if suppose the relationship is very close to you, maybe it is a relationship with your sibling, it can be a relationship with your mother, it can be a relationship with your husband or wife, it can be a relationship with your boss where you want to continue the job, and in this case it becomes an absolute need to get over the incident. Next is, if you don't want to be in the negative zone of being an offender, okay, why it becomes difficult to forgive? Because sometimes you are thinking that you are the cause of the mistake, that because of you things are not working, because of you problems are occurring. Next reason for not being able to forgive is, if you cannot forget, if you are following, I actively need yeses, nos, questions, anything from you. Yes, Dr. Nidhi. If you can't forget the incident, sometimes there is a traumatic event in your life, it could be in your childhood, it could be in your office workplace, it could be in your relationship with your spouse, and you are unable to forget what he or she has done. An example of a movie recently seen is Thappad, where the actress is unable to forget the embarrassment she faced in the party because of the slap she received from her husband. So sometimes the person is unable to forget the incident, and that is why it is difficult to forgive. Next is, if it is leaving you resentful, stressed, and guilt ridden. Okay, why guilt ridden? Because when the other person does not apologize, you start blaming yourself for issues. You start blaming yourself that you are not good enough, that you are not worthy, that there is something wrong with you. Following, yes, no, any questions till now? Mridula is following. Piali is following. Kavita is following. Any questions till now? Yes, Rohit Indra is following. Give me some signs of not forgiving someone. How can you know that you have not forgiven someone, or some person has not forgiven a certain person? Give me some signs which you will see in the person if that person has not forgiven the other person. What are some physical signs, emotional signs? What can you see? Due to anger, okay. Rudeness, you see that the other person is rude to you, okay. He's not talking to, he is in distress, okay. He's taunting you in some way, yes. Stop talking, yes. Completely stop the communication with that person. Then you know that person is unable to, yes, forgive the other person, okay. Stress feeling, okay. There is anger harming the person, okay. There is anger, resentment, guilt, and sadness in the person. Now also assume that this is you also. If suppose you have not forgiven someone, there could be anger inside you which is always there, and sometimes this anger is vented out on the wrong person. Maybe the anger is silence treatment, resentment, yes. Sometimes the anger is, yeah, sometimes the anger is went out on your kids. Sometimes the anger is went out on a friend which has nothing to do with the issue. Sometimes it's went out on your students if you are a teacher. Sometimes it's went out on your colleagues in your office. So the anger is there inside you. It is towards a particular person. We internally not feel good to see them. Silence, frustration, anger. Yes, yes, Neelam. So there is an anger, frustration, resentment inside you for a particular person or for yourself. Okay. First is external person who has committed a mistake. Second is your internal self. Displacement should be there. Yes, Neelam. So suppose this anger is there inside you. This anger has to be channelized into the right direction in order you want to get rid of the guilt. If it is get rid of the lack of forgiveness. If this is going towards wrong direction, so what happens? You have already spoiled your relationship with a certain person, and then you are spoiling it with some other people also, because you have not forgiven yourself or the other person. Okay. Next is, a person will emotionally get upset or physically distressed just to think about the offense. Okay, how many times do you think you have experienced that you had someone who uh, did not ask for forgiveness, okay, always, and you could not ask for forgiveness, and then you always feel physically affected by the situation when you are thinking about. Yes, Kavita also thinks that when you're thinking about the situation, you start feeling hot flashes, you start feeling your heart is going fast, you start feeling anger inside you, your fists are clenched. Yes, Dr. Nidhi also feels the same. Your fists are clenched. You feel like if the person is in front of you, you could even hurt the person. Okay, why? Because still till now there is lack of forgiveness. Yes, Rohitendra also says. Next is Avika also says, obsessing about the offense more than the good things in your life. Now, suppose Gioni also says always, suppose there is a person, or there is, suppose it is you who has committed a so called mistake or so called error in your life. Now, out of all your life, okay, maybe you are 30 years of your age, you are 60 years, you are 40 years, out of your 40 years of your life, on a particular day, in a particular month, in a particular week, in a particular year, you committed maybe lots of mistakes, no, lots of mistakes, lots of errors, and then you start saying to yourself that I am always making mistakes. You start making these generalized statements. Even your husband or your wife or your siblings or your children, and they are making some mistakes, and then you start feeling they are always doing this. You start generalizing it. But if you compare it with the entire hatred for the person or oneself, yes, if you start comparing this with the entire year, with the entire span of your life of 30 years, it is a very small incident which is actually taking all of your energy of your entire life. Okay, even if it was for 1 year, consistently someone is doing something to you, someone is constantly irritating you, someone is constantly manipulating you, someone is constantly harming you, abusing you. Suppose this is not to be accepted, but I'm saying in comparison to your other life, if you compare this thing, this could be a smaller event of your entire life. So what you start doing is that you start negating your entire life. You start thinking that all of your life is bad, all of your life is full of sorrow, all of your life is full of frustration, all of your life is full of we could say depressed thoughts. Okay, so a certain event, distorted thinking, very nice, Poonam has given a very good word to this. Okay, distorted thinking, you are not thinking rational, you are thinking irrational. Next is telling the story about it over and over in your mind. What happens is that if certain incident happens, always think of two people. Whenever I'm talking to you in this session, I'm talking about two people, yourself or the other person. You have made a mistake, so called mistake, or the other person has made a mistake, and then you start thinking of the story again and again in your mind, that I did this in a particular time. Okay, I felt embarrassed. Other people were looking at me. The person did this. The people were thinking this about me. Some people were judging me. You start living your feelings again and again because you have not forgiven yourself, or you have not forgiven the other person. True. Okay. Ignore Singh says true. Negative self-talk. Yes. Very nice, Neelam. Neelam always gives very nice inputs, and Neelam is always present in the webinar. Thank you, Neelam. Uh, okay, it gets in the way brooding the problem. Yes, Piali, very, very nice input. Piali was also there in one of the sessions. Okay, it stops you from moving ahead in life. Why? Why does not giving forgiveness stop you from moving ahead in life? Why is it stopping you? Why is it a hurdle in your life? Always thinking the problem completely stop searching solution. Very nice, Rotendra, because your thinking becomes so much of hazy that you are unable to even find for options. When you have SWOT analysis, you have strengths, weaknesses, threats, you have opportunities, you miss out on your strengths and your opportunities. We always think about the issue, we are always thinking about the threats, we are always thinking about the weaknesses and threats. But to get out of weaknesses and threats, you have to always use, yes, you have to always use your opportunities, because it is always present in our mind. Restricted mindset. Very nice, Poonam. Thank you. Okay. So what happens if you are not able to forgive someone? Okay. One is, if you are not able to forgive someone else, you are inviting the same person or yourself to commit the same mistake. Tell me how not forgiving is inviting the person to commit the same mistake. Fear. Tell me how not forgiving yourself or not forgiving the other person is inviting trouble or inviting again the same mistake, or maybe a same mistake in a higher degree. Why? Self-respect. Dr. Nidhi. Ego. Ego, yes. So my question was why I'm asking you that why it becomes that it leads to again more mistakes. Ego, okay. It lowers our self-esteem, lowers our confidence. Okay, Neelam has given a very nice into feeling oneself in negativity. Suppose you have not forgiven yourself, it means you start feeling unworthy. Defense mechanism, very nice. Okay, it's like building a boundary around yourself. What happens is that when you build boundaries around yourself, you become more prone to getting hurt. Why? Because people see this as a sign, and some people also the fear of the other person may put hurdles in your opportunities. Yes, yes, yes. Worthlessness, very nice, Neelam. So sometimes what happens is that some people are manipulative and they get triggered by your defense mechanism. Okay, some people get triggered, some people have some personality disorders, they get triggered by your defense mechanism. And when you build walls around yourself, and when you do this, they want to try again, they want to check whether you have forgiven them or no. And then just to check this, why it happens with yourself also, they want to try again, affecting you in some way. Do you agree? Yes, no? Any questions, clarifications? So prolonged, yes, prolonged anger and resentment is making you injured from inside. Okay, it can help. It can also lead to stress response from your body. It can lead to depression, tension, heart diseases. Yes, hypertension. Okay, lower immune system, physical and mental health problems. If you are not forgiving anyone. Okay, now the other person is actually not facing any of these. If it is the other person whom you are unable to forgive, the other person is feeling nothing as that sort. So tell me, you feel drained out, exhausted. Very nice, Harshada. Okay, it's like the other person makes mistake, you are not forgiving that person, and then you start self blaming, you get into guilt, you start feeling you are the source of problem. And what happens is that you get into such a shell of yourself that you never want to trust other people, you never want to express yourself, you never want to communicate with other people. Yes, no questions. Active in the chat box. Yes, sometimes it leads to psychosomatic complaints. It may be more harmful if not manifested. Yes. Psychosomatic complaints, the doctors here, they know well, they are complaints where there are physical symptoms of a mental issue or an emotional health issue which has nothing to do with your physical health. Now, there are six in ways in which you can forgive a person. Anyone knows the ways in which you can forgive a person? Six ways in which you can forgive a person. Very quickly. Six ways in which you can forgive a person, or six types of forgiveness. Acceptance. Okay, acceptance, I will say unconditional. Unconditional or cooperative, maybe cooperative. Different types of forgiveness. Okay. First is, I will say unconditional. Okay. Okay, unconditional means even if the person is not adjustment. Okay, adjustment is cooperative. Okay, first is unconditional, second is cooperative, both sides forgiveness. Third is want reconciliation. Yes, rationalization. Okay, then is conditional forgiveness. Then is one-sided forgiveness, and then is no reconciliation. You want to forgive the person, but you don't want to get along with the person again. Yes, very nice, Rohitendra. The one-sided one is that you only forgive the person, or the only the other person forgives you, or you forgive the person but other person is not realizing his mistake, it's just to get rid of the feelings. Cooperative is that both come halfway for the forgiveness process. Reconciliation, yes, forgive but not forget. Reconciliation is that when you want to get the relationship in place. Yes, 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 Gioni, I will be sharing this six types later after the session, also the screenshot of the screen. Okay. Next is, now unconditional is that, now pay attention. Okay, everyone just pay attention to whatever I'm saying, and if you are following, type yes, and any questions you can write. Unconditional forgiveness, no conditions forgiveness, is you don't ask anything from the offender. Don't ask anything from the offender. You don't want the person to change. That is okay. Everything is okay. If the person is there, not there, it's not affecting you in any way. Second is, it is coming from compassion. It is coming from the fact that okay, I have compassion that he is a living being, and yes, no expectations. Okay. Now what happens is that because of this, what happens sometimes, because of unconditional forgiveness, the other person can take you for granted. Can the other person take you for granted when you give the person unconditional forgiveness? Or do you think it is a good way to give unconditional forgiveness? Unconditional forgiveness, positive or negative? Anyone for positive, anyone for negative? Who says it is positive, who says it is negative, and why? Sometimes, not all. Kavita, I want some knowledge from you. When is it useful, when is it it is not useful? Unconditional, does it depends on the degree of the issue, degree of the mistake, or does it also depend on the past of the offender? Yes, degree of the issue also depends on the past of the offender. Useful for my own mental strength. Okay, Poonam has highlighted very nice. If it is unconditional, you will be able to get rid of the pain, the suffering, the pressure. Next is conditional forgiveness, past of the offender. Very nice, Neelam. Thank you. Conditional is you have to give certain requirements to the other person, that if you meet this requirement, so I will forgive you. Suppose in the case of the movie Thappad, okay, if the wife would have told to the husband that if you give me an apology, and that apology is maybe in front of the public who was there in the party, or in front of your friends, or in front of my relatives, then I will forgive you, then I will not opt for divorce. Give me a certain example where you can use conditional forgiveness. Okay, Gioni, do watch the movie. Where can you use, or where have you used conditional forgiveness? What are some ways in which you can use forgiveness? Okay, Neelam. Yeah, the name of the movie is Thappad. What are some conditions, what are some instances where you can use conditional forgiveness based on conditions? Is cheating one example? Can you forgive a certain person conditionally when he's cheating, or cheating has no forgiveness? What does Kavita say? No, what? No, okay, no, cheating never has a forgiveness. Does anyone, just to maintain the relationship, if the offender is toxic, just to maintain the relationship for cheating, okay, there is no forgiveness for cheating? Who agrees there is no forgiveness for cheating while dealing with children parent relationship? Yes. Who thinks that there is no forgiveness for cheating, or there is forgiveness for cheating? There is. Okay. Does anyone know, or does anyone realize, can cheating also be a trait of a personality disorder? Maybe in a rare scenario, can that be a cause? Dr. Mahipathy, yes. Okay. So cheating can be there. Okay. Risk taking. Yes. People can be more risk taking. People can be more of an kind of people who are infidel, who are having a personality disorder. Okay. So then, if it is coming from a mental health, yes. If it is coming from a mental health condition, then it could be forgiven, right? Yes or no? Pathological liar. Very nice. Cooperative. Okay, what is cooperative? Okay, cooperative is that what is cooperative forgiveness? Maybe. So cooperative forgiveness is that when the other person who is making a mistake, yes, when the other person who is making a mistake, he approaches you in some way, he's approaching, or she is approaching you in some way, and he's facilitating the process of forgiveness. Okay, he is coming to you and asked you, how can what can I do that you will forgive me? Okay, how can I change myself? How can I be a better person? And then it helps you in yes, mutual understanding. So it helps you in forgiving that person. Thank you, Piali. What is one-sided forgiveness, and when should we use one-sided forgiveness? When should we use one-sided forgiveness? When should we use one-sided forgiveness? Okay, very big example of one-sided forgiveness is that sometimes there is a person, yes, when we don't care about the other person, Okay, second is sometimes the person is not available at all. There are some people who face a childhood trauma with a person who is maybe an abuser, who is a sexual predator, someone who has faced someone who is a bully, someone has faced bullying in school. Now he remembers the person's face, maybe he remembers the name, maybe he does not remember the person, and that person is not there to ask to forgive the person, or maybe he may not come with you to ask forgiveness. So in that case, one sided forgiveness can work and should work. Give me one more example. How can one side forgiveness work? One sided forgiveness. Person beyond control. Okay, one example of person who is beyond control, Dr. Poonam. What kind of person can be beyond control and who is difficult to give both sides of forgiveness? What kind of persons or circumstances are out of control? Give me some examples of out of control circumstances where forgiveness has to be one sided. Loved ones, like family members. Okay, Neelam says with respect to family members. Okay, okay, one, yes, for the sake of getting rid, maybe uh, yes, maybe in mental disorder. Okay, if the person is unable to realize his mistake, okay, that can also be the case. And maybe you want to get your relationship in place, or maybe you have kids, or maybe you need that person, okay, and then you want to forgive that person. Okay, I was very small, maybe in trauma. Very small announcement. Very small announcement. Our beloved software, Mr. Zoom is breathing its last breath and would end in 10 minutes. Okay, Mr. Zoom, our beloved software, okay, is going to die in 10 minutes. So we will be rejoining again in the meeting. Again, I will be starting the meeting and we'll rejoin if this meeting ends in another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Yes, as soon as this ends, we'll start the meeting again and everyone can join on the same link. Acceptance and forgiveness. Okay, what are some misconceptions about acceptance and forgiveness? Some misconceptions are that you think that forgiveness is going to make the injury smaller. Do you think the forgiveness is going to make the injury or the deeds of the person, the wrongdoings of the person smaller? Do you think like this? There are some misconceptions why people are unable to forgive. You see, yes, Harshada says no. Some people have difficulty in forgiving people because, or themselves, because they think that forgiveness is having a certain kind of myths. Number one myth is that forgiving a person means you are minimizing the injury or you are forgetting what the offender has done. This is number one myth, that you feel that you are minimizing the injury better for our happy life. Second is people feel that if you are forgiving someone, you are desperate. Do you think a person who forgives someone is desperate? Some people feel that forgiving someone means forgetting what happened completely. Then some people means that forgiving someone means you are giving the person another chance. Give me answer for this. Just forgiving someone means that you are giving the person another chance to commit the mistake. Is forgiving someone, I can forgive but never forget? Yes. Yes, giving another chance. Okay. If you are the person who makes a mistake, what do you expect from other person? To forgive you, to reject you completely, to give you one-sided forgiveness, to give you cooperative, unconditional forgiveness? What kind of forgiveness do you want for yourself from other people? Stay away from other people, that person. What kind of forgiveness do you want from other people? To forgive me, forgiven completely, cooperative, very nice, cooperative, very nice, behave well. Okay, so this is with conditions. Iknur Singh says behave well, that is coming from conditions. Cooperative, very nice. Cooperative. What do you want for yourself? What can I do to make it better? Okay, again, this is cooperative. Yes. So, cooperative, do you think cooperative is the best kind of forgiveness? Yes. Suppose Zoom is going to die and then we are going to revive it again through a new session. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to talk about steps how to forgive. Okay, we are going to study the steps how to forgive. Okay, number one way to start the forgiveness, okay, pay attention, is to grab a piece of paper and pen. To grab a piece of paper and pen, just think in your mind, is there someone who you have not forgiven? It can be you, Neelam. There can be chances that you have not forgiven yourself or the other person. It could be Rohitendra, okay, it could be Kavita, it could be Avika, it could be Iknur, it could be Sukhdev, it could be, yes, it could be Piali, okay, it could be anyone who has not forgiven someone else or who has not forgiven themselves, both. And I would say there are a lot of people who are suffering from the side effects of not forgiving themselves, not the other person. There are a lot of people who face mental health issues, who face anxiety, who face depression, who face lot of psychological issues just because they are not able to forgive themselves. There is no external person. Yes, recording will be given to you. We are recording. Why is it so difficult to forgive yourself? Someone give me an insight. Why is it so difficult to forgive yourself? Most of the time we feel we are the offender. Most of the time we feel guilty. Most of the time we feel we make mistakes. Most of the time we feel we are not, yes, guilt. We feel we are not perfect. Most of the time we feel that we have made big errors. We don't accept it mostly. Low self worth. Very nice, Arushi. Regret. Yes. Do you think we don't forgive ourselves because we have less self belief of making a change? We don't have courage that we will be able to make a change. Comparison, yes. People judge us, yes. Yes, yes. First step to start forgiving, okay, if you are thinking that you have made a mistake, if you are thinking that the other person has made a mistake, grab a piece of paper today after the session, take a pen and write down what happened. First, write down first sentence is what happened, what exactly happened, what did you do, what did the other person do. First sentences you will write down what happened, what did you do, or what did the other person do. Second is what did you feel in the situation? What are your emotions? Okay, did you feel sad? You feel rejected? You felt cheated? You felt manipulated? Write down your emotions. Third, even put yourself in the same place as that of the other person. If you do this, what do you deserve? Or what punishment you deserve, or what correction do you deserve, okay, and then you write down what are the ways in which you can correct the problem from your side or from the other person's side. What are the ways in the other person can change, or what are the ways where you can change and implement things. Four things. Take a piece of paper and do these four things today. Yes, no questions. Yes, no following questions. Yes. Why do we blame ourselves? In 2 minutes maybe the meeting will end, we will start again. What happened, what you feel, be empathetic. How can, yes, how can the problem be corrected, okay, or what changes you need to make, or what changes the other person needs to make. Yes, we will soon be ending the session and again we will all of us join. Why do we blame ourselves? Why do we blame ourselves? Our, does our blaming come from a fact, or it comes from our perception? Do we blame based on our thoughts? Self hatred, yes. Lack of self love, I would say lack of self love. Perception, okay. So we are again in the meeting, everyone. Yes, on your videos, please again. Why do you think is it difficult for us? Yeah, why do you think is it? Yes, yes. Once again, some people are joining. Why do you think that we blame our own self? What is the reason of this blame? Sometimes I would just share an experience with my clients. I have had some women who were married, and then their partner cheated. Less lack of self love is the biggest reason. Piali has hit the jackpot. I would want everyone to highlight Piali's comment. Give everyone gives her a thumbs up. Everyone's no self compassion. Very nice, Dr. Neelam. Everyone gave Piali a thumbs up. That this is the biggest reason, the biggest and biggest reason that you lack self love. You lack self compassion. You devalue yourself. You think that you are not good enough. Even if 100 people say this to you, what is the proof? When you think that you are not worthy enough to be loved, only then people will cheat you, manhandle you, manipulate you, abuse you. Only then you will be the victim. Lack of confidence. You will only be the victim when you don't have self love, when you lack self love. Agree or not agree, or give me some other inputs. Feeling of worthlessness, not yes, not loving, caring, yes. Now some people, what happen is that they feel that their life is complete only if the other person is loving them, the other person is appreciating them, the other person is telling them that you look beautiful, the other person is giving them compliments. But no, self love is loving yourself irrespective of whatever perception the other person has about you. Anything the other person feels about you, what is the truth part of that? We had a webinar last week in which Neelam was there, where we spoke about self confidence and self esteem. Yes, no problem, Rohitendra. The major reason of low self esteem is that where people start believing the criticism coming from outside. Tell me, do you start believing the criticism coming from outside? Do you start believing the feedback of other people? Do you start believing the feedback of other people? Do you take the feedback of other people as being absolute? Do you start believing other people's feedback? No, Piali, very nice. You are on the right track. Do you start believing other people's feedback about you? Do you believe when they say that you are a loser? Do you believe when they say that you don't look good? Do you believe when they say that you are a failure? Yes, no, lot of no's. Do you believe the other person? Sometimes, Arushi. Yes. Whenever you believe, okay, I'm telling you a very, very small thing, okay? When you need to believe the other person, when it is backed by a lot of evidence. What is evidence? What is evidence? Sometimes Neelam says, okay, believe. Sometimes. Yes. Facts, okay, facts. Suppose a person who is maybe a judge of a reality show in a dance show, and maybe that person comes to you and say that you need to improve on your dancing, then maybe you can take his comment seriously. But maybe someone in your neighborhood tells you, someone in your family tells you, someone in your siblings or parents tell you that you are not a good dancer. No, that is their perception. How many dancers have they seen? How many people have they judged? What are their credentials? What is their authority? No one, no person without an authority can make comments on you. Even if that person makes a comment on you, you don't have to believe that comment at all. Believe yes, no questions, please. Yes. More yeses, more no's, more questions, some insights. If you ask me questions, that will be very nice. Then so many of us can answer the question. We can learn from each other. Understandable. Rijuta, yes. how do we stop doubting ourselves? Okay, Ignore Singh. Okay, let me answer Ignore's question here. Okay, self doubt. Okay, if you think that you have a proof of self doubt, okay, maybe you are incapable, you are not successful, you are not beautiful, maybe you are not healthy, or you are not in your best shape, or you are an underachiever, or you are unable to perform in comparison to the other person, then you need to either lower down your expectations, have realistic expectations, or you need to increase your efforts in for self improvement. This is not for the other person, proving the other person, this is for your self improvement. When you do things which are improving you from inside out, when you're learning new things, when you are practicing your hobbies, when you are growing in your career, okay, when you are as a mother, you are performing your best, when you do all these things, then you are going to start loving yourself for what you are doing. And never keep unrealistic expectations. People, what they are expecting from you, that is not realistic from overall point of view. Now we are going towards steps how to forgive. Okay, steps. First I told you to write down your feelings. What happened? Start paying more attention to your intuition. It will guide you right. Accept your flaws and work on them. Okay, intuition comes from spirituality, spirituality comes from meditation, comes from you being very conscious. Yes. Okay, can we do a very small exercise? We are going to start learning a very small exercise for forgiveness. Can you try this exercise? Okay, this can be with respect to you or the other person. Okay, do one thing. After the session, take a chair. First, you have to write the feelings on a piece of paper. Then, you take a chair, sit on the chair, have another chair in front of you, like you are sitting on a one to one meeting with someone. Okay, an empty chair in front of you. Now, take a piece of paper, write down the person's name on the piece of paper. Okay, it can be your husband, your wife, your spouse, your children, it can be your boss, it can be you. If you are having hard time forgiving yourself, it can be you. Write down your name on that piece of paper and stick that paper on the chair which is in front of you. Now what you have to do is, you have to pretend to forgive. This is an exercise which is going to prepare you and make you ready for the forgiveness process. Even if it is face to face, or it is in your mind, maybe the person is not available, maybe you cannot sit face to face with the person. There are some chances where there is a mother-in-law who is creating issues, maybe the husband is creating issues, it could be your children, it could be your uncle, aunties, your friends, your colleagues. There are some people, your boss. You cannot sit in front of your boss, say that, sir, I want to forgive you, please ask forgiveness. Okay, that is not going to happen. Okay, so when there is such a scenario that you cannot forgive the person, or that person is not asking forgiveness from you, you have to do this exercise of pretending to forgive. I will tell you that even pretending to forgive consciously is going to release the same kind of chemicals, you could say hormones inside you, which will help you forgive from inside. It can help you. Some people have tried this and they have succeeded. Sit in front of the person. Okay, imagine that that person is sitting in front of you. Okay, that can be your husband, wife, anyone. Okay, your boss, it can be you imagine yourself sitting in front of you. Okay, now you have to tell that person what you have done. You have to tell that person. It can be, you can tell yourself, it can be that you on this particular date you have hit me, or you on this particular date have cheated me, you on this particular date have not behaved well with me, you on this particular date have manipulated my emotions, or you have not regarded my feelings, or you on a particular date did not perform well in the exams. If it is for yourself, tell to this person, whoever it is you or the other person, what they have done. First is you have to mention what they have done. If you are following, type yes. Yes, 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 बहुत सारे आने चाहिए. Yes, yes, yes नहीं आएगा तो मैं आगे प्रोसीड नहीं कर पाऊंगा मित्रों. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now what you have to do is, you have to you have to imagine that that other person is in the positive mode of asking for forgiveness. Okay, positive mode, or positive mode of forgiving you. Maybe if you are forgiving the person, positive mode, you have to think that that other person is telling that, okay, I want to ask forgiveness from you. Imagination only till now, this is only imagination. Okay, and you have to imagine this in a very soft response. Don't think that other person is shouting at you and saying that हाँ ठीक है माफ कर दिया, हाँ ठीक है माफ कर देना या कर दूंगा. Not like this. Very soft tone and polite tone that person is telling you or accepting his mistake. Okay. Now feel the response. What happens if that person is accepting his mistake, her mistake, and is telling you that yes, I apologize, I accept my mistake, and I will not repeat this again. And then start feeling how would you feel if this person is actually doing this and how much your pain has reduced. This is one step before actual forgiveness. Sometimes this is the only step before forgiveness. If you are not ready, if you don't have that strength, if you don't have that capacity to actually sit in front of the person and do this kind of cooperative forgiveness, then you will do this with an imaginary person. This can be you or the other person. Agreed? Yes, no? Questions, please. Questions, please. Any questions about this process? It's called empty chair method in psychology. Very nice, Rijuta. I'm learning psychology from you. Thank you so much. We have so many great minds here, and we are here to learn from all of them. If you are asking questions, your answers could be answered from very great experts. Yes, you all can even write down. Other person is in positive mode of forgiving. Yes, very nice. Neelam, very nice for highlighting the points. Neelam is always helping me. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to modify your language for apologizing. Okay, what kind of apologizing you require or you want to use? Okay, first is remorse. Thank you so much, Neelam. And Neelam really gives me a lot of strength. She's present in all of my sessions, and in fact, she also gives me a lot of guidance in deciding the topic for the session. And mostly after the session, we'll also take input from all of you that what should be the topic of another session. First is remorse. Okay, I am sorry, and how you were hurt. What is remorse? Both of them are going to tell each other that I am sorry, and how did you feel about the hurt, and what did I feel about the hurt. Because in the process of making a mistake, even the person who makes mistake, he is also hurt in some way. Why? Because he feels that he will never be forgiven, and because of that, he starts repeating the mistake. Sometimes, if you want to heal a person who is a repeat offender, forgiveness is going to heal the person. Even you, if suppose you think that you are a repeat offender, every time you make the same mistake, every time you fail in exams, every time you don't achieve good marks, every time you can't concentrate, yes, unrealistic. Also the person may have unrealistic expectations. Very nice, thank you, Rijuta. If you think that you are a failure again, and again, it means that you lack acceptance about your mistake. You are not able to differentiate you from the mistake. Okay, is the mistake a part of you, or is the mistake you yourself? Answer this question. Is the mistake a part of you, or is the mistake you? Are you the mistake? Part of us, yes. So mistake is a small part of you, very, 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 very tiny part of you, of your entire life. Just imagine how big life do you have? Even if you are 30 today, 30 years means 1 year is 365 days, 1 day is 24 hours. Just think the number of hours of your life till now and the amount of hours which is remaining. Yes, hopno, is it? Yes, it is helpful. Neelam, there is one, shares one kind of meditation. Hopno is beneficial. Yes. Okay, so if you count the number of hours of your life and the number of hours of your mistake, whenever we are angry, we say something which is how many minutes? 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. When we don't behave well with someone, it's how many hours, how many weeks, how many hours. Out of your entire life, it is very small part. So you have to tell this, remind yourself this. Second is responsibility, momentary. Yes, you have to take responsibility that yes, there was something. Okay, Rijuta, what if the other person really isn't interested in listening or forgiving? Okay. One thing here is, okay, Rijuta, that every time we cannot, it is not possible for us to practice a cooperative forgiveness. Why does this happen? Because one person pointed out the other person could be too egoistic, could be thinking that he is not the source of the problem, could be thinking that why should I apologize, could be thinking that the other person has mistaken. So in this case, forgiveness Yes, the forgiveness is not forgiving the person. The forgiveness is not forgiving the crime. Okay, it is forgiving. It is letting go your burden you are facing because of your inability to forgive. Because you are unable to forgive the person, you are living the uh, disgrace. You are living that trauma. You are living that moment every day. This is why you need to forgive. Okay. See here, if we go about the right and wrong things, because if the other person is not but not his fault, forgiving the person but not his fault, Neelam, I could not understand. So if you really want to start feeling lighter, why? Forgiveness is chaining you. Lack of forgiveness is chaining you. Are we talking about the forgiver? I'm talking about that suppose the other person is not, yes, the other person is not ready to make any amendments. That could be because of multiple reasons. It could be because of his inflated ego. It could be because of his psychological disorders. It could be because of his personality disorders. Okay. Yes, we are talking about how to forgive, but the real meaning of forgiveness is, the real meaning of forgiveness is letting go of the feeling related to the mistake. That is why I told you, misconception about forgiveness is not about allowing the person to do it again. It is not about accepting what the person has done. I'm again highlighting. Okay, forgiveness is not about telling the person that, okay, you can do this again. Forgiveness, forgiving forgiveness to the other person is not that what you have done is right. It is not like this. It is that whatever you have done is wrong or right, or it is not in my capacity to change, but I don't want to suffer. Why should I suffer? If the other person is making a mistake, why should I suffer? So that is why I want to give forgiveness, because I don't want to suffer because of his mistake or her mistake. Real cooperative kind of forgiveness is going to happen when two people are coming together. That is when marriage counseling comes into place. There are many people who come for couple counseling. नॉट द मिस्टेक्स ही हैज डन. इंसान बुरा नहीं होता, उसके अंदर बुराई होती है. नीलम ने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली है कि ऑल ऑफ अस डू मिस्टेक्स इन सम वे, वी डोंट वांट टू सप्रेस. यस, all of us do mistakes, all of us do errors in life in each and every way. Sometimes what we do can be a very big mistake for some other person. Sometimes what the other person do can be a very big mistake. Now the degree of mistake, there is no definition of degree of mistake. Maybe suppose if you go to a country like US, where cheating is not a very big mistake. For them it's like, okay, the partner cheated, okay, then I'll also cheat. Or maybe it's okay, we have mutually agreed that we can stray, we can cheat. So it also depends on the person's value system. For some people a very small error can be a very big mistake. So the degree of the mistake is going to depend on the person. Second is, you have to tell the person or yourself what you can do to correct this mistake, what you can do to not repeat this mistake, what amendments, what changes in your life can you do in order to be a better person. What other questions should we need to ask ourselves if we don't want to commit the mistake? What should we ask ourselves? Yes, communication. So Rijuta, because I think she is a psychologist, or a counselor. So yes, so what happens is that sometimes when I get clients for marital or relationship coaching, only one person comes there. The wife comes there or the husband comes there, and they want to change the husband, or the husband wants to change the wife. No, cooperative thing is going to come when both of them are sitting in next to each other in front of me. Only then this can happen, and that we only can expect. That is not going to happen in all the circumstances. Even then we don't need to suffer the feeling of this resentment, this fire. It's like a fire which is not burning the other person. In fact, we want to give fire to the other person, we want to burn the other person, but we are doing this with ourselves. We are doing self sabotage. We are killing ourselves. We are harming ourselves because we are unable to forgive. Okay, I want to ask you, can you control people? Can you control people? How much can you control people, or can you control people? No, sometimes we can control people. No. Not always. Yes, Nidhi. Nidhi has a magic wand where she can control. I want to learn from her. How can, okay, sometimes my students ask me about crime like rape, how should we forgive? Okay. Okay, Neelam, I want to highlight here some part. Okay. Now, whenever, very slowly, whenever we study about a heinous crime like rape, okay, usually whenever even the forensic department or the psychiatrists and psychologists who are involved with dealing with such cases, okay, they always do a psychiatric evaluation of the criminal in some way, and even the age and everything, and sometimes they come to realize, not always, sometimes they come to realize that that person has an addictive disorder with specific addictions or substances. It could be a mental health issue, it could be psychological disorders, personality borderline disorders. So when they realize this, okay, what happens is that this impacts the judgment. Okay, the judgment is going to be in any way going to be death penalty, but the choice of that person, the person made a wrong choice, the person made a wrong choice of going towards drugs. Now if we go towards the sociology aspect of this, if we go towards the deeper study into this, we will believe that a person who is suffering from poverty, who is having issues in his life, is the person who starts taking drugs. So then should we put the person in the victim place, or should we put the person in the criminal place? So this is highly debatable, and this is for the legal experts to study and for the psychiatric evaluation to happen with the case of the person. But in either case, even starting a particular drugs, or maybe okay, now in the case of psychological disorders, I don't know, there are some cases where psychological disorders are in the family, are hereditary. Okay, the person or the event has not triggered that disorder, so in that case how should we treat the person? Okay, any insights about this thing? How can we forgive a person who has done a heinous thing? Any insight from all of you? Any insight from the psychologist here? How can we forgive a person who has done something which is unpardonable in the eyes of law, which is a very grave, yes, crime? Empathy for the person. Okay, it will start with the person accepting his mistake himself. Okay, okay. Okay, I want one more correction for all of you to make, is that in our lives there are a lot of must and want. The other person must do this. He must respect me. My children should listen to me. I want this. Okay. Yes, Rijuta, I agree. We use a lot of must and should and wants in our life. Do you agree? We use a lot of must and should and wants. Must, should, want. Always we say the people should be fair, the world should be fair, the mother in law should not shout on me, my daughter in law should always respect me, my daughter in law should talk to me politely, my daughter in law should always do the utensils or the household work, my boss should always be polite to me. My, yes, we control my, the employer or our employees or our co-workers should always be good to me. Very nice. Neelam does not think this. Okay. So Neelam thinks rationally. There are a lot of people who think rationally. Yes, true. Now, what happens is this: these are unrealistic expectations. This is also one reason that we get hurt again and again. Whenever we study about that, the person hurt me. Okay, in the counseling process, in psychology, it is often said that, okay, you allowed the person to hurt you, or you yourself. Uh, you yourself tried to feel that hurt. So feeling a certain feeling, okay, created by the other person, we are having the choice to accept it or discard it. So what happens is that when we have unrealistic expectations about husbands, about wives, about daughters, about so many people around us, about the entire world, that the world should behave like this, that the politician should not be corrupt, that everyone should be working honestly, then this is not realistic. So we have to drop our unrealistic must and wants. Agree, not agree? Questions? I want to lead a happy life, that's why I forgive. Very nice. Agree, agree, agree. Anyone not agrees? Okay. Uh, Give me one truth about any human being. One truth which is applicable for every human being. One universal truth about every human being. Okay. Expectations. I would say yes, yes. Kavita, thumbs up for Kavita, thumbs up for Kavita. Every human being makes mistakes. Okay, you have to humanize the offender. Now it comes to you also. There are a lot of people here. There are a lot of people here who always find out faults in themselves, who find out flaws in themselves, who feel that they are not right, or maybe they are making a lot of mistakes, or they are not perfect. Yes, no one is perfect. You are not perfect. Every person is unique. Very nice, Dr. Nidhi. Every person is unique. Okay, so you have to humanize the offender. If you are the offender, you have to feel that as you are a human, the offender is also human. Okay, there, see, you must have heard there are a lot of criminals who have committed murders, who have committed heinous crimes, and their death sentence on human grounds was converted into a lifetime imprisonment. Do you agree this happened? Their death sentence was converted from death sentence to lifelong prison. Yes, that is done on human grounds because lawyers, advocates, and judges also know that everyone in the end is a human being. Everyone. There could be remorse, regret in the person. There could be acceptance of the problem. Yes, unique and distinct. Everyone is unique and distinct. Distinct. Okay, who all believes in God? Because there are a lot of people who are atheist also, so I have to ask this question: who all believe in God? Does God exist? Is there a creator? Is there a person who created you? Is there some power above you? Okay, is there a universe maybe who is making you function? Is there God? Yes, okay, there is God till now. Yes, okay, believe. Yes, maybe it is just a power. Okay, we will not call it God. Maybe it is just a power. Okay, yes, I do believe there is some energy. Okay, now suppose I will give you this energy. There are some basic needs that this energy is providing you. There are some basic needs that this energy is providing you. This energy you can title as God or your creator or the universe. There are some basic needs, that is oxygen. You will die without oxygen. But everyone, irrespective of whatever they are doing, everyone, irrespective of whatever they are doing, they are getting oxygen to survive. Everyone, even the offender, maybe a rape offender who is a burglar or who is committing murders, or a criminal, or a person who is cheating someone, or maybe a corrupt police officer, or a corrupt politician, everyone is breathing. Do you think your creator sees you with a different eye? Your creator, the energy which is giving you this oxygen to breathe and stay alive, does this creator look at everyone with a different kind of eye? Like suppose, how? No, Kavita, I want some insight. Kavita, I want some insight. Learning time for me. God forgives everyone. Very important. Do you agree God or your creator forgives everyone? Do you think if your crime was so big, you would not be existing? You would not be there? Do you think if your crime is so big, even your crime or the other person's, we are all equal to that energy? Very nice, Kavita. Yes, agreed. And have you heard about spirituality? That spirituality teaches us to be no, God also punish. Okay, Nidhi. God also punish. Does God punishes? Is it the karma coming back? Yes, karma. आपने आप बोल दिया रुजुता ने. What is karma? ये मिस्टर जूम को वापस प्रॉब्लम हो गई है 10 मिनट के बाद. ये वापस से जाने वाले हैं, तो हम वापस ज्वाइन करेंगे क्योंकि थोड़ा सा और एक्सटेंशन हो सकता है. जूम बंद हो जाएगा 10 मिनट में, तो हम एक्सटेंड करेंगे. Those who all can join, they are very much welcome to join. कर्मा के बारे में someone spoke about karma. Okay, karma is a natural phenomenon. Natural phenomenon, which is okay. I'll say that maybe this life is like a game of snakes and ladders, maybe Ludo. Okay, and there you are in this game playing the game, and then there are some challenges for you, and there is a reaction to whatever you do. Okay, now this reaction is called as karma, and everyone is bound in this karma. God is not making the karma function everything every time. Especially this was created when you were created with you. Give me some more insight about God, karma, forgiveness, punishment. Punishment के बारे में किसी का कुछ कहना? Something about punishment. How God punishes you? Has God punished someone? Have you seen God's punishment within someone? Have you experienced God's punishment? God's punishment, forgiveness, karma, any insights, please active in the chat box. I don't think so. Blessing us. Okay, God is always blessing us. We have to pay for our bad karma. Karma do. Okay. So karma is it's again it's a rotational phenomenon. It's like karma is like a fertile land, nothing else. Karma is like a fertile land. Fertile land matlab उपजाऊ जमीन. Whatever you sow in that fertile land, whatever you sow there a mango seed, it will grow into a mango tree with fruits, flowers. You sow something which has thorns, it will grow into thorns. It is a fertile land, nothing else. Karma is just a fertile land. Punishment, someone was saying God punishes. How God punishes? How? Yes, whatever we give to the universe, that will come back to us. It's like a boomerang. Boomerang. ओके, समवन हाईलाइटेड अबाउट पनिशमेंट. थोड़ा पनिशमेंट के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं, फिर आगे चलते हैं. पनिशमेंट जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी कर्मा. So can we say karma is the ultimate judge in our life? If karma is the ultimate judge, then why do we like to become defense lawyers and advocates in our life? Do we don't trust karma, or is the karma action delayed? We don't we want to see the karma happening in front of our eyes. Why do we want to be advocates and defense lawyers when we know that karma is actually going to do its work? Do you don't trust karma? They help us to execute. Okay. I wanted something about punishment. Someone, I don't know who pointed about punishment, that God punishes. Because it's like a learning for me. God blesses. Okay. Okay, now never punishes. Okay. Now the next step to forgiving a person is considering your own mistakes. Okay. Now, do you think that to stop and reduce the negative behavior, punishment? Okay, okay, Neelam said punishment. I will say this learning, right? Can we say this learning? Because God wants ultimately us to be one with him, or the creator wants us to be one with him, or the creator wants, the universe wants us to become one with itself, reach self realization, self actualization, mukti, moksha, etc., etc. And that is why whatever, yes, process of learning. So in that process we start learning. Because some people, like हम बोलते हैं ना, लातों के भूत भातों से नहीं मानते. Have you heard of this thing? So sometimes people don't understand by wisdom. People don't understand by wisdom, and then when karma comes into place, then they realize, yes, God wants us to realize the mistake, correct it. God, for us, we are God or the creator. Again, I'll say God, creator, universe, because some people would say, Are God kaun hai? God, creator, universe always wants us to correct ourselves, to be a better version, to be more like the creator. The creator wants us to be like the creator. The creator wants us to be forgiving like the creator. The creator wants us to be empathetic to like the creator. The creator wants us to be non-judgmental like the creator. The creator wants us to be on the righteous part. Okay. The creator wants us to be same like the creator. Creator and creation should become the same. Okay, now we are going towards spirituality, but we'll have another session just on spirituality, karma, moksha, chakras, kundalini, something related to this. The creator wants us to be the creation like the creator, because creation is the drop of the ocean. We are the drop from the same ocean. We are the sunlight from the same sun. The sunlight can become the sun. We are a glass of water in the ocean. Ocean around us and ocean inside us. That is what we are. Yes, agree. Questions, 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 questions. Okay, coronavirus. Okay, punishes. वापस से we will correct the word punishes. God wants us to learn the lesson that we need to respect the environment, that we need to respect the ecosystem, that we need to respect the ozone layer, that we need to respect the trees, the plants, the animals. We need to respect these things. Because of these things we are living. Even the phenomenon of oxygen, okay, that has always been created by God already through the ecosystem. God wants us to learn how to respect these things. So in the process of giving coronavirus, okay, in the process of giving coronavirus, it is a very big learning. Just see, the Ganga river has already been cleared of 50% of its impurities. People are able to see visibilities of certain mountains from a certain state. People are able to see the air quality index as getting better. The nature is destroyed by humans, yes, and because the creator did not want more damage, then he took things in his own hand, we could say this. People are able to see stars at night. In Delhi, people were unable to see the other cars at night, and now they're able to see stars. See, such great thing the creator has done. Okay, now coming to again forgiveness. Okay, always there is also a very big hurdle in forgiving, is that we don't see our mistake. Okay, suppose the forgiveness is towards the other person, we don't see our mistake at all. We think that the entire mistake was of that the other person. Okay, sometimes what happens is that maybe out of 100%, 95% mistake was of the other person. Yes, he needs to ask for forgiveness. Yes, he needs to correct. Yes, he needs to be a better person. But what happens is that 5% of the mistake, maybe it was from our side, and maybe if we would have taken care of the 5%, the 95% could have been 60% or 50%. We also are a catalyst in mistakes, other people's mistake. Do you agree that we are a catalyst in other person's mistake? Sometimes, maybe are we a catalyst in other person's mistake in some way? Not 100%, but maybe small percentage sometimes. So next part is that we have to be aware of our part. If the other person is asking for forgiveness for the 95% big mistake, okay, I'll give you an example. What happened is that I'm giving you an example, a real client example. The wife came to me, and her husband, she thought, was cheating on her, and she installed a tracker on the husband's device. And then when she traced the husband, she found out that he is going at different places here and there, and she found out some signs of that, yes, he is cheating. Okay, now here the husband is at fault 99%, I would say. What happened is that because of this, the wife had a colleague in office. Okay, and she, because the husband cheated, and just because to take revenge from the husband, or maybe to have become even with that person, or maybe to have that balance, she started having a small fling with that office colleague. She started talking to that colleague, emotionally getting support from the person, and getting even involved in flirting and all. When she came to me, she said, no, this is not my mistake at all, because my husband did this happened. Do you think that the wife's response could have been better? Do you think the wife's response could have been better? Is the wife's response right? Like, if you are in the place, in the same place, would you have done the same? What could be done better? Or did what she did is right? Is the wife's response right? Can it be corrected? Can it be better? All the videos on, please. It's not right, Rijuta. Okay. Piali, your video, please. Is the wife, she is using her defense mechanism of displacement. Very nice, Rijuta. What can be a better response from the wife? It's not right. Okay. So here people agree that uh, committing a mistake is not a solution uh, in the process of forgiveness in front of the other person. If the other person has made a mistake, if you do the same thing, then it is not the right way to ask for forgiveness or give forgiveness, or maybe the person might even be commit the mistake again and again. I missed the last comment, please. Missed the last comment from. Okay, again, next comes an exercise, small exercise which will help you to forgive. Taking a piece of paper, taking a piece of paper when you have already forgiven the person, when you have already forgiven the person, or you have tried the mock session of forgiving the person, when you sit in face to face with a certain person, committed mistake is not the right option. Okay, nice, Neelam. Suppose you have already forgiven the person. Maybe it is unconditional, maybe it is conditional, maybe it is cooperative, or maybe you are just having that mock session with the person. Okay, just trying to feel that you have forgiven the person. Okay, suppose if this thing happens, you have to take a piece of paper. Even if you are doing the mock session, you have to write down these statements. First is, what have I learned from this experience? What have I learned from this? What have I learned from my mistake? What have I learned from the other person's mistake? Two things: your own mistake, the other person's mistake. Next is, I have become a better person because dash. I have become a better person because dash. Okay, I appreciate some good things in my life or my relationship or within myself, which are dash. First is, what learning you have got from this forgiving process or the mock forgiving process. Second is, how it has made you a better person or what you have learned. Third is, how you are going to, yes, what amendments you are going to make, what changes you are going to make in this, what you have learned about people here, what learnings you have got from people or life as whole. Okay, how do you see yourself? Are you a strong person? Are you a weak person? Okay, what you need to realize more in life, maybe trusting people, maybe it could be about having self awareness, it could be about having empathy, it could be about knowing your own positives and negatives, or maybe working on your own self. It could be through your health, it could be through your passions, hobbies. Then is, I want to do something about this. What can I do about this thing, this entire incident, if it is affecting you in any way? Okay, if you can hear me, type yes, because there was a audio error. Yes. Okay, what you have to do is, again, take a piece. Very nice, Neelam. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay. I want you to do this exercise today. I will send you this photograph of this exercise. Okay. No need to remember it. First is anger, hurt and sadness, fear and insecurity, regret and responsibility, wants, appreciation and forgiveness. You have to do this self analysis. You have to do this, yes, self introspection. Okay, first is anger and blame. I am angry that dash. I hate it when dash. I am fed up with dash. I resent dash. Okay, first is related to anger. Second is hurt and sadness. It hurts me when dash. I felt sad when dash. I felt hurt that dash. I am disappointed that dash. Okay. With respect to hurt and sadness, that is fear and insecurity. I was afraid that dash. I get scared when dash. I am worried that dash. I am afraid that I dash. Then is regret and responsibility. I am sorry that dash. I didn't mean to dash. I may be to blame for dash. Please forgive me for dash. Okay. Now, with respect to you forgiving yourself, yes, I will entire slide. I don't think if it will be possible. I will give you some relevant parts where I need to communicate with you because it comes with a lot of watermarks and copyrights. I will give you some important slides. I will give you this exercise and other exercises. All the exercises I will give you. There, okay, there was a call coming. I will give all the exercises parts. Okay, next is with respect to your wants. This is your self-awareness. Okay, we had this earlier session about emotional intelligence. Lot of people who easily forgive. Do you think they have high emotional intelligence? Yes, no questions. High EQ? Yes. Because they are self-aware. They have less expectations. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Rijuta. Next is be conscious about your wants. All I ever wanted is dash. I want you to dash. I wanted dash. I deserve dash. Appreciation and forgiveness. I appreciate dash. I realize dash. I forgive you for dash. I love you for dash. Okay, this is, you have to use this for yourself also, because I'm saying this again and again. Many of the times when we feel that the other person has actually committed a mistake and I'm unable to forgive the other person, there is a small part of us also which has done the same thing. Sometimes we exaggerate the other person's mistake. Chances are that we also are on the same level. And when we don't realize our mistake or downplay our mistake, we don't forgive ourselves. The problem is that not with forgiving the other person. The problem is that first accepting yourself and agreeing to what you have done, having complete self regard, and then you move on. Only then you will be able to forgive the other person. Like self love, like if you want love for other people, there should be self love. Do you agree? If you want love from other person, there should be self love. If you want love from your husband, love yourself. If you want love from your children, love yourself. If you want love from your boss, love yourself. If you want love from your partner, love yourself. If you want love from anyone, you have to love yourself. If you want empathy from everyone, empathize with yourself. If you want forgiveness from everyone, forgive yourself. If you want forgive from, yes, only when you love yourself, you will anyone else be able to love you. Very nice, Rijuta. How to love yourself? Very quickly, someone state down points how to love yourself. So forgiveness actually comes from self-love. Because people who are unable to forgive, they also have less self-love, they have self-hate also sometimes. How can we have more self-love? How can we practice self-love? How can we start loving ourselves more? How can we start valuing ourselves more? How can we start thinking that we are worthy enough? How can we start thinking that I am the best? How can you do that? Self compassion कैसे practice करे रिजुता जी? How to practice self compassion? How to practice self compassion? How to love yourself? Some steps, some very minute steps, very basic steps in very simple language. Respect your feeling. Yes. Okay. Very nice, Kavita. Don't judge your feeling, right, wrong. I missed one feeling. Respect, acceptance, feeling of worth. Yes. How to practice self-love? Any activities which can help you practice self-love? By listening to yourself, being gentle to yourself. Okay. Not bringing up your ego. ये सब थोड़ा complicated हो रहा है. Maybe someone who doesn't have self-love will not be able to do this. Meditation, okay, one very concrete thing. Meditation is like pain ka iodex. Everything, any kind of pain, meditation is going to help. That is the ultimate truth. But unfortunately, it is not being used by a lot of people. Start trying to be your best friend. Very nice. Okay, how can you be your best friend? Best friend के साथ आप company enjoy करते हो. ठीक है, start enjoying your own company. You always call your best friend कि okay यार आज मिल रहा है क्या तू, आज हम लोग यहाँ घूमने जाते हैं, आज हम ये खाते हैं, आज हम लोग यहाँ सनसेट देखेंगे. If you can enjoy the other person's company, start enjoying your own company. How can you enjoy your own company? Yes, you can change what needs changing. Do things what give you inner peace. You could go to an old age home and sit with those people and talk to them. You can donate them. You can spend quality time with them. You can have a pet dog. You can have a stray dog. You can feed the stray dog. Then you can start drawing, painting, sketching. If you like any kind of hobby, you like dancing, yes, meeting new people, but then with caution, not with expectation. Some people want to be active on social media, want to be active on Instagram, want to be active on Tinder because they want to meet new people to overlap their current issues. Don't meet new people because your current people are not giving you happiness. Yes, knowing about your strengths and weaknesses, acceptance, and also action plan. Yes. Share. Yeah, I'll share the video. Your strengths and weaknesses. You have to write down your strengths and weaknesses, and then work on your weaknesses. If you work on your, must not compare. Okay. One more thing is that when you get appreciated by authoritative people who have authority. Now, give me an example. Suppose you are in a particular career. Maybe you are a psychologist. Maybe you are a life coach. Maybe you are a healer, therapist. Maybe you are a doctor. Maybe you are a teacher, and your students are acknowledging your efforts, or maybe people are giving you awards, or people are recognizing your efforts. That also improves your self confidence, self esteem. If you do things which are uplifting you in your career, also personal goals, career, health, don't lose weight so that you are going to show your husband that yes, I have lost weight. No, because when you look yourself in the mirror, you start that yes, I am on the journey to become a fitter person, become a healthier person. How can you practice self-love? Very quickly, then we are going to wind up. Otherwise, Zoom is again going to put the sword on our neck. How can we practice self-love so that positive affirmation? Very nice. Rijuta has pointed out positive affirmation. Sometimes what happens is that, Rijuta, because you are a psychologist, you know, yeah, positive self-talk. What happens is that sometimes when a person who is highly negative, highly, we could say even in depression, okay, if a person is having self-hate, he is lacking self-love, when he starts doing positive affirmation, he starts feeling that these positive affirmations are fake. Sometimes this happens. Why? Because his subconscious mind is very much active at that time, and there are a lot of thoughts, negative self-talk which is coming. नेगेटिव सेल्फ टॉक इतनी ज्यादा आ रही है कि पॉजिटिव सेल्फ टॉक करने के लिए कैपेसिटी नहीं मिल रही. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इन दिस केस, वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, yes, one important thing to do is you can take the help of guided meditation, guided imagery. I'm going to share a guided meditation audio with you after this session, which is there on my YouTube channel, which is called How to Forgive Others and Yourself. So sometimes what happens is that it is like a self hypnosis audio session. What happens is that when your mind is having so much of chatter, it's constantly talking, and then you talk back to your mind. Your mind says, shut up. He says, no, I know better than you. I know that I'm not good enough. I know that I'm a loser. I know that I'm a failure. I know I can't be successful. What nonsense are you telling me? What nonsense are you telling me that, yeah, my life is so happy. I acknowledge the gifts in my life. Everyone loves me. I'm so grateful about life. Your mind will say, what is this rubbish? I don't want to hear this. This is not the truth. Why? Because the chatter is so much. First of all, we need to lower down the chatter. तो चैटर बॉक्स को उसको म्यूट करो, म्यूट नहीं तो कम से कम उसका वॉल्यूम कम करो. As when that volume comes down, you get into consciousness, you get into slightly into deep state of relaxation, slightly into trance, and that same thing I tell you, mind is like, okay, I think what you are saying is right. Mind will put down its judgment or critical thing. We have to stop that chain. Very nice, Neelam. Okay, one more thing. Neelam told me about meditation. Whenever what happens is that we are having this negative self-talk, okay, because of which we are unable to forgive, we are unable to accept the person unconditionally, we are unable to forget something bad which happened with us. Our negative chatter is so strong that when we sit to meditate like this, our mind is not going going to concentrate in any way. That is why guided meditation is the lowest step of meditation. Guided. What is the meaning of guided? That I am unable. What is a guide? What is a travel guide? What is a tour guide? What is a guide? It helps you. Guide helps you. I want to go somewhere. The guide helps me. The GPS helps me. I want to go somewhere. The guide shows me pictures, shows me the information, tells me what is right, wrong, how to do things. Okay, guide. Yes, Neelam likes guided meditation. I also like guided meditation. So guided meditation is like taking the help of someone to stop the chatter of your brain, of your mind, of your thoughts. And then when you have suggestions, you will be able to take those suggestions positively. Again, we are going to wind up the session in more 10 minutes. Questions, please. Any questions? Because questions are a step for my learning. So many great minds here: Neelam, Piali, Kavita, and Rijuta. I missed out the message or the last question or whatever. I missed out the chat. Any questions, please? I'm going to share the guide meditation. Any questions, please? Kavita, questions. Neelam, questions. Piali, questions. Rijuta, questions. Interactive session. Thank you for possessing so much of knowledge giving. Okay. Abilities. Rijuta, I am learning from you. I'm learning from Kavita. I'm learning so much from Neelam. I'm learning from so many people who are there in the session. And actually, I do the webinars to learn. Really, I don't do this to teach, which you would find amusing. I actually do these webinars to learn, to upgrade myself, to know more. Any questions, please? Then I can have some insights about the next webinar. Any questions, please? Please ask some questions. Some questions. One question from Neelam, one question from Kavita, one question from Piali, and one question from Rijuta. Just one question. Unmute. Okay, Kavita wants to ask on this. 1 second. I'll unmute you. Unmute. Kavita. Unmute. Kavita. Yes, Kavita. गुड इवनिंग. जी हाँ. ठीक है. हाँ हाँ. हाँ. राइट. जी हाँ, तो मैं बताता हूँ आपको. पहली चीज़ क्या होती है कि जो ट्रू फॉरगिवनेस जैसे हमने बोला था, जो कोऑपरेटिव फॉरगिवनेस, हमने बीच में अलग अलग तरीके बात की थी. कोऑपरेटिव है, वन साइडेड है. शायद ये वापस रिपीट ऑफेंडर इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि वो शायद या तो वो वन साइडेड है या तो वो अनकंडीशनल है. ठीक है. अब अनकंडीशनल में क्या होता है कि एक्सेप्टेंस, पूरा एक्सेप्टेंस कि ओके एवरीवन कैन मेक अ मिस्टेक, यू आर ह्यूमन, आई कैन आल्सो मेक अ मिस्टेक, तो मैंने फॉरगिव किया. ठीक है. कोऑपरेटिव में क्या होता है कि कंडीशनल में क्या होता है कि ऐसा करोगे तो ऐसा होगा. अब सब तरह की हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि अनकंडीशनल फॉरगिवनेस आप हर रिलेशनशिप में डाल सकते हो. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. अगर ये मैरिटल रिलेशनशिप है जहां पे दो लोगों को लाइफ टाइम तक साथ में रहना है, लव की वजह से रहना है या सोसाइटी की वजह से रहना है या बच्चों की वजह से रहना है, जो भी रीजन की वजह से रहना है, तो वहां पे थोड़ी सी कंडीशन आनी जरूरी है. क्यों? क्योंकि स्पेसिफिकली जो मेरे पास क्लाइंट्स आते हैं, जो बड़ा इश्यू होता है या तो वो एब्यूज का होता है या चीटिंग का होता है, जो ज्यादा कर आते हैं रेगुलरली, या वो आता है कि बिल्कुल भी निग्लेक्ट का, बिल्कुल वाइफ की तरफ बिल्कुल ध्यान नहीं देना, ऐसा इश्यू आता है. तो उस पर्सन को फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ना, एक पर्सन रियलाइज करे कि उसने मिस्टेक की है, हमको उसको इस तरह का इनपुट और उसको इस तरह का जो रिव्यू देना जरूरी है, जहां पे उसको लगे कि माय मिस्टेक वाज टेकन एज अ मिस्टेक, इट वाज नॉट टेकन एज